All right, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Correctional Officer Stories with Steve. And of course, I'm your host. What's happening on my goon squad? All my new goon squads coming in. To all you new goons that have subscribed within the last week, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I know I've been kind of hit or miss here on my YouTube channel. I've just been busy. My new position is super busy. So I'm sorry. And to those of you that think I am in parole or I'm a parole officer, probation officer, I am not. I am not in parole. I do still work for the state. However, I am not a parole officer or probation officer. So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure I clarify that. Again, I am not a probation officer or a parole officer, but I'm still with the state, just in a different capacity. And I still deal with a lot of crazy stuff. I do some investigations. But like I said, I'm not in that capacity anymore. Anyway, let's talk about when an inmate assaults an officer, right? So you got the inmate, they've assaulted an officer, just a one-on-one. They went off on an officer, put hands on him, threw piss on him, whatever the case is. Usually it's hands-on, or if they're in lockdown already, they're throwing boiling water or piss. The PCs do that, the GPs don't. They're not allowed to throw piss and shit like that. They can throw boiling water. But let's talk about an inmate. They assault an officer, whether it be female or male. Females used to not be assaulted. Now I feel like it's a green light on females. It doesn't matter whether you're male or female. If you're disrespectful, you're getting assaulted. So the inmate assaults the officer. The inmate is now going to go to the hole. They're going to go to lockdown, right? So I've talked a lot about inmates basically have control of the yard. They outnumber the COs heavily. So anytime they want to take over the yard, they could probably, they'll do it. Are we going to come back in and regain control of the yard? Well, yeah, we're going to call in all the forces we need. However, an inmate is now at a disadvantage when they've assaulted a correctional officer, because now they're in the hole and they're reliant upon that correctional officer bringing them their food. If they have any store coming, they've probably lost all of their privileges. So they don't have any property. They're not going to have their TV for a while. They're at least on 30-day LOP, which is loss of privileges. So they're relying on that correctional officer heavy, because now they're behind that door pretty much 24 hours a day. They come out for a shower, and they'll probably come out for a rec. But again, like I said, they're reliant upon the correctional officers. And of course, the correctional officers know that this particular inmate has assaulted a CO. So what do you think? You think they're going to be cool about it? No, never. That inmate's going to usually get what they got coming to him. Now, am I saying that inmate's going to get his ass beat? Maybe. It just really depends. Is that a huge policy violation? Of course, anybody with common sense knows that. Doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. Usually what's going to happen nowadays, keyword nowadays, they're just going to slow play it. They're going to slow play bringing your food to you. They're going to slow play getting any kind of property that's owed to you. So anything you think you have coming, it's going to be slow played. You're not going to get it like you used to get it on the yard or whatever, wherever you were on the yard, or however you had it before. You definitely don't have it like that now. And if you didn't have anything, it's even going to be worse for you. So I would definitely advise you, if you're going to go to, there's my cat. If you're going to go to prison and you could avoid assaulting a correctional officer, that would be my number one advice to you. Do not do it, because you are not going to like what goes on after we put you in lockdown. You go on loss of privileges, and then you got to rely on the correctional officers to get you your shit. It's going to suck, trust me, and you are going to pay hell. And that's just how it is. That's not me trying to talk bad or be a badass or whatever. It's just, that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? It's always been like that, always. And, you know, back in the day, that inmate, especially if they hit a female or assaulted a female, that inmate was definitely getting an ass beaten. Like, you're not going to win against, you know, 6 or 7 correctional officers coming in on you, maybe even 3 or 4. You probably won't win that one. But nowadays, it's a little different. You know, there's cameras everywhere. Things have changed. Officers have lightened up. You don't see as many assaults on officers anymore. It just really depends. It happens a lot on a PC yard. You know, that happens a lot. There's really they don't really have the politics like the GP yard. Does it happen on a GP yard? Of course. But it's going to happen more on a PC yard. So my advice to you, if you're looking at prison time or you're out there, you know, in the gang and you're going to go to prison, if you don't have to assault a correctional officer, don't, because it ain't going to get you nowhere, but it's going to be no fun. It's going to be shitty. You're going to hate it. You're already in prison. Nobody likes to be in prison. If you do, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. And for you correctional officers that are coming in, I'm not by any way, shape, or form telling you to do this, to go treat the inmate like shit because you've been assaulted or go beat their ass. I'm just letting you know what I've seen, what I've been a part of, and things that I've, you know, come across over my time in corrections. I was never assaulted, but I had inmates come to me because I did work lockdown, as I've said. I worked max custody. I did have quite a few inmates that would come to me that were that had just assaulted a correctional officer. As a matter of fact, I had one come to me that had just broken the jaw of a female correctional officer and had been in a fight, went one-on-one, toe-to-toe with one of the officers, and actually got the advantage of the officer. That officer ended up losing his job over that whole situation. It was a bad ordeal. He had like 15 years down in the department. Things went awry. He thought he was going to get the best of that inmate, and I think that inmate was like a UFC fighter or something crazy. But he ended up losing his job over it. He went under investigation for a long time. Well, not a long time, a while, you know, a couple months, and then he ended up being terminated. I don't know, but just, you know, it's not worth assaulting. It's not worth anything, but it's prison. Shit's going to happen. It's a whole nother world in there. It's a parallel universe. They have their own world inside of a world. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. And now every freaking inmate has a fucking cell phone. So it's used to be like, you know, if we found cell phones, it was a big deal. Now they're so rampant in there that, you know, and I've got off topic here, but I was just thinking about that. Like, shit, soon or later, they're just going to make it legal to where if you've got, you know, if you're a low custody inmate, you can check in and out your cell phone. You know what I mean? Like, I see that coming to where you're going to be able to check in, get a cell phone, check it in to whoever, have it for a little period of time, and then have to turn it in. Or something to that effect is going to come into play. I don't know when that will be. It could be years down the road, but it's coming. Inmates have iPads now. And don't you best believe that they can hack into shit. So, I did tell you guys I was going to do a video with a special guest. I still don't have that special guest yet. And I still owe Badger a call. And Badger, if you're watching this, I will get a hold of you, man. I've just been super busy. And, you know, it's not an excuse. But I will contact you if you're willing to still take my call. And we'll move from there. Anyway, Goon Squad, I'm out of here. I'm tired. It's the weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Peace.